Well, hello, welcome to Tarot to the T. Today we're going to do a November 2022 reading for the sign of Pisces. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Glad you can make it. And if you're returning, welcome back. Glad to see you again. So we're going to open it up with a general inquiry. What does Pisces need to hear for mid-November 2022? What message does Pisces need to hear for mid-November 2022? Those cards just don't want to go back in, but I can't take that many. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Something brewing for Pisces. Something brewing for Pisces. I can feel it. Cards of advice. Cards of advice, please, and then we'll get started. Couple more. One more. Okay. Let's jump right to it. Ten of Hearts. Wow, he just completed some kind of major cycle, perhaps, in your life. Ten of Hearts talks about celebrations and just pretty freaking awesome happiness in general. Like everything is like come to some kind of sweet end. Being victorious, being just beyond your normal satisfaction or happiness, or like I said, it's a very interesting card to start with. That's why I'm kind of trying to see if I can pull anything else out about it. Let's get some more information. Wow, this is all about emotions. Look at all these hearts. So the Five of Hearts is about a separation. King of Hearts, you could have been dealing with another water sign here, a Scorpio or Cancer, or it could be you. The separation doesn't have to be like a divorce necessarily. It could be someone having to travel for work. It could be like someone going off to college. But it seems like around this separation with this king, there's some kind of happiness. So it could have been the end of a relationship and now you're just relieved that it's over. Look at the hearts, Pisces. Wow, this is going to be a very watery reading. You are all about emotion. Six of Hearts, options and opportunities presenting themselves, particularly around the emotional sector of your life. But the Six of Hearts does talk about the path being clearer to invite in more relationships into your life, or I should say a special relationship. So what that means for me when I see this is that if you came out of a relationship that's over, you've dropped the baggage. You're not carrying around any residual, pain from that's going to go into the next relationship. It's a good time for you to pursue another relationship. So let's put it that way. Two of Diamonds talks about balance and harmony in your finances. Maybe tied in with this happiness, but I think this happiness definitely includes more than material things. I think it also encompasses this whole emotional aspect of something that's going on with you that involved a separation. Now it could have been like could be that for example you've been separated from a person for a while, but now the divorce is settled. It could be like that kind of situation. So you're not on the brink of it happening right now. You've been going through that perhaps for a few months, but now everything's settled and the way is clear. Six of Hearts, the way is clear to pursue a new relationship if you so desire. No pressure. No pressure. What else can you tell me about Pisces' situation? More hearts. Your heart is open. Yeah, you've definitely dropped the baggage from a past relationship. I also see the Jack of Hearts as being someone who's younger and inexperienced, but when I read for a sign and this comes out, I tend to gravitate towards the openness of the heart and a sense of vulnerability that comes with that. So you're definitely, again, not emotionally clogged up. You're not hanging on to past bitterness, anger, hurt, whatever. But there's a sense of vulnerability with that Jack of Hearts. So I think it says par for the course. You know, it just kind of goes along with the territory. But it's good that you have your heart open. Yes, and you feel very content with this completion. The Nine of Clubs. It's something you've achieved here. But it's kind of a satisfaction, a contentment with something that's wrapped up. And now you got your heart open. Doesn't get much better than that, especially around the holidays here. It's almost like the timing of this was fantastic. Well, you might be facing some kind of crossroads decision with this Eight of Clubs, or you're stuck on some kind of idea, or you're being stubborn about something. It generally talks about needing to make some kind of move, aka decision, but kind of being stuck on an idea. If that fits your situation, by all means take it. I'm not really seeing here what that would be. Perhaps you're hell-bent on what you're going to do next, and perhaps the timing is not right. I'm kind of hearing something like that. It's like your next move. I mean, literally, it could be about you relocating, for example. Maybe the timing's not right because the market's not, optimal at the moment. Maybe you don't have the finances lined up that you need. I don't know where that's coming from. So that has to apply to somebody. That just came out of the blue for me. Ace of Hearts. You're definitely embarking on this new start, and you're following your heart in the sense that you're really going to go after what you truly desire. Doesn't have to be romance, relationships, but whatever it is, it's going to satisfy you on a deep level. That's what your focus is now. Again, the Eight of Clubs being right before that card. You may have an idea of what you truly want. It's about how you go about in getting it. It's like maybe that's the decision that needs to be. How do you achieve what you are really desiring right now in your life? We had a King of Clubs come out. Well, I don't think this is you. I tend to think this King of Hearts back here was you taking control. Again, in this past situation with the separation, it's like now you've gotten that control. This is a fire sign. I'll just start with that. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. So you may have your sights on a fire sign, somebody who kind of fits this description, but they're also a king, so they have their own power and authority. They're very, independent person who has good control of their life and who they are. Generally, the King of Clubs is a very admirable person, someone who you can go to for advice because they have a good head on their shoulders. They're very practical. So you might have your sights on somebody who fits that description. It could also be you. Especially if you have fire in your chart. What a combination, water and fire. Again, I think you're the king. The King of Hearts is more representing you and how you're taking control of your emotional life now. Wouldn't you say? Yeah. It could be that you broke up with a fire sign because this came out. This is the breakup card. And so there were some changes that involved possibly this King of Clubs, the fire sign. This is about unexpected changes, things out of your control that kind of disrupt your lifestyle and your routine and possibly where you were living, but dynamics about, surviving from day to day go hand in hand with that. That King of Clubs could have been who who you separated from, for sure. And with the two kings, we're not reading genders with that, okay? It's just that they had their own dominating, controlling side, of them, and now you're taking control of your own emotional life, which is a nice balance when you're splitting up with somebody that nobody's in this lesser position, submissive position. You're both are like taking control of what you need to do for yourselves, right? If that makes sense. Yeah. That's what these changes were about. You got the breakup card and separation. So you're ready for this. These opportunities. Let's go ahead and look at your advice. 3 of Hearts. Well, this does talk about third parties and indecision. You may have your options open in more than one way. This could be a couple of people that you're trying to figure out if you want to pursue anything with, for example. Could be that you're pulled in a couple of different directions. May not be romantic, but it's definitely affecting you emotionally. 2 of Hearts. You're desiring this closeness and this companionship. In some situations, when this card comes out, it talks about the relationship itself, but I think this is your desire. You want to be involved again. I think it's pretty clear. 6 of Hearts, 2 of Hearts. 8 of Spades. Well, you could have some stress going on at work, or this could just be the representation of some kind of stress and hardship that's going on. Something you're working on in your life. Metaphorically, this could be the work that you're having to put into something. I don't know, maybe just like picking up the pieces after, again, what's clearly, this is about a separation. It's also about there being problems with somebody in a work situation. Maybe the person you just separated from, there's still some things to work out. 2 of Clubs. The advice you're being given, though, is you need to communicate. You need to talk it out. 2 of Clubs will restore the balance and the harmony if you communicate what needs to happen, and I think that's indicated by this. Whatever this represents for you, Pisces. So I would meditate on it. Think about what kind of challenge you're facing that feels like this hardship, this stress, it's affecting you emotionally and probably physically as well. But communication apparently is the key. So let's go ahead and pull out some more cards of advice for Pisces. It's kind of good, though. This situation you've wrapped up seems to have wrapped up fairly well. I'll just say that. But you did just get this 3 of Spades come out, which is worry. This is physical stress again. There's an emphasis on some kind of ongoing stress here. Again, with the 3, you're looking at another complication, another element, another person. Not sure what that's about. Maybe there's a child involved, and so you're a little stressed out about how it's affecting them. Or even a pet, Our pets can be children as well. 7 of Hearts. Yeah, you're kind of carrying around this energy of being let down and disappointed. This is the broken heart card. That's your inner experience here. That's what's causing this stress. This is where it's coming from. Came out right with that card. Down here, it appeared that you had dropped. Again, I'll go back to what I said. It appeared you dropped the baggage, but apparently you're still carrying around some pain. Yeah. This could be revealing some truth about yourself that perhaps you weren't recognizing or acknowledging. Some kind of hidden experience that you're having internally. The 5 of Diamonds, there will be a change in your financial situation. Honestly, this goes hand in hand with divorce or separation because it talks about settlements, negotiations. But in any case, there's going to be a change in your financial situation. That could still be the worry, the letdown. You're financially a little strapped at the moment. except we did see this, the balance with the finances and things being really good. So apparently more changes are on the way, or I was going to say more changes need to happen. No, I'm not. That's not. That's not applicable. I'll take that back. I think more changes are in the way, or perhaps in the making. Jack of Spades. This is the card that represents you being a little suspicious of somebody's motives. In some cases, it can represent a younger, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I'm not picking up that there's another person involved. If you didn't break up with a fire sign, maybe you broke up with an air sign. Nonetheless, it's the energy of someone having ulterior motives, and perhaps you're clued in on that, and you're feeling like you can't trust them. That's what that Jack of Spades usually indicates in these readings. 10 of Clubs. 10 of Clubs, very nice. So this again is a major completion wrapping up. This involves some kind of travel, always for good reasons. Travel doesn't have to be physical though. It could be mental, emotional, moving from one mind space or emotional space to another. It's a very good card actually to kind of end this advice though, because I was feeling we're at the end of the reading. It's just a confirmation that things are behind you and that things ahead of you are good, and there might be a little bit of relaxation and relief, stress relief, especially because you had this 3 of Spades, this 8 of Spades where there's some trouble, the physical stress, the internal struggle that's still going on, and especially with this still feeling hurt. The feelings apparently are still raw. Yeah. And you're still carrying, I think, around this distrust of this person. So there is some residual effects. Yeah, not everything is hunky-dory, although it's getting there. Very solid down here. It seems to pivot around communication. I'm not sure if you need to talk things out with this person necessarily. It could just be about you needing to talk to someone. You know, dare I say, you need to get into therapy. I mean, that could be an option, or you just need to talk to someone close to you, family, friend that you can communicate with openly and get some solid support from. You know, not just anybody off the street necessarily. I feel like it's deeper than that. It's like not just talking out your feelings, but getting perhaps some feedback. Because you're desiring, I think you're ready for a new relationship, or at least to start being open to that. With the 2 of Hearts and the Jack of Hearts, your heart is open, but you still gotta kind of go through this. You know, I just had another reading that was very similar to this. What sign was it? Was it Cancer? If you have Cancer in your chart, you might want to check out that reading. I mean, those two signs, Pisces and Cancer, are kind of closely linked because they're both water signs. But it was kind of the same thing with the Cancer reading, though. The message is basically you still gotta work through this. You gotta accept that this is over. That's what their reading was more about, accepting that it's over and, you know, moving on from it. Yours, I think, is still kind of hooked up with the pain and the letdown and the disappointment. It's not like, I think this is more of a long-term relationship. The Cancer reading, I was getting more, just to let you know, I was getting more, it was a very, very deep relationship, but I don't think it lasted very long. It kind of fizzled out within a few months. This relationship here we're looking at, I think, was more long-term, more permanent. Okay, Pisces, thank you for joining me. If you'd like to see when the next video comes out, please hit subscribe, notifications, or save a video so you can find my channel again and check in with me. Hang in there, communicate, think about how you can achieve that, who you need to talk to. Okay? Take care until I see you again.